Welcome to Architech. This is Ritesh Srinivasan. In this video, let us learn about what is named entity recognition in the context of natural language processing and how can we do named entity recognition with the spaCy library in Python. If you like such content and are new here, please subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Let us look at what is a named entity. A named entity is a real world or an abstract object such as persons, locations, organizations, products that can be denoted with the proper name. For example, in this text, Facebook is an organization. It is a named entity. Similarly, American is a nationality. It's also a named entity. Menlo Park, California are locations which are named entities. Mark Zuckerberg is a person and a named entity. Harvard College is an organization. You also have names of other persons over here. So these are named entities. Let us look at what is named entity recognition. Named entity recognition is a subtask of information extraction in natural language processing. It deals with finding and classifying named entities mentioned in unstructured text. These entities are classified into predefined categories such as person names, organizations, locations, medical codes, time expressions, percentages, monetary values, etc. So if you look at the text below on which we have done named entity recognition, you will see that Google has been classified as an organization. The words Larry Page is classified as a person. Similarly, September 1998 is classified as a date. The word Stanford University is an organization. California is a location. Similarly, October 22nd is classified as a date. So the task of identifying these named entities from unstructured text of this form is known as named entity recognition. There are different algorithms and libraries available for doing named entity recognition. In this video, let us look at the spaCy library for doing named entity recognition in Python. Now spaCy is a free open source library for advanced natural language processing in Python. spaCy is designed specifically for production use, so it can handle large volumes of text. It can be used to build information extraction or natural language understanding systems or to pre-process text for deep learning. Now let us look at some of the features provided by the spaCy library. spaCy can do tokenization, which is segmenting text into words, punctuation marks, etc. It can do part of speech tagging, which is assigning tokens to parts of speech like verb, noun, etc. It can do dependency parsing. Basically, it can create a syntactic dependency trees from sentences. It can do lemmatization, which is assigning the base forms of word. It can do sentence boundary detection. It can do named entity recognition. It can do entity linking. It can do similarity, which can compare words, text spans, or documents and how similar they are to each other. It can also perform text classification. It can do rule-based matching. It can do training of machine learning or statistical models. It also has serialization by which we can save objects to files or byte strings. So as you can see, spaCy is a very versatile package with a lot of features. spaCy has the concept of language processing pipelines. So when you call this language processing pipeline denoted by NLP on a text, spaCy would first tokenize the text to produce a document object. The doc object is then processed in several different steps. This is also referred as the processing pipeline. So the pipeline used by default models would consist typically of a tagger, a part of speech tagger, a dependency parser, and a named entity recognizer. So each pipeline component returns the processed document, which is then fed to the next stage in the pipeline to the next component. So in this way, when you run this language processing pipeline on text, you obtain a doc object which has all the tokens, which has all the part of speech tagged for the tokens. It has the dependency parsing of the text. It also has the identified named entities in the text. Let us look at the different named entities in spaCy. So you have the standard named entities like person, organization, location, but here the location stands for non geographical locations. It could be mountain ranges, bodies of water, and the other locations like countries, cities, states are identified with the tag, named entity tag GPE. Similarly, nationalities or religious or political groups are NORP. Airports, buildings, highway, bridges are FAC. You have products which are object, vehicle, food. Then you have work of art which could be title of book, songs. You have event which is for named hurricanes, battles, wars, sports, etc. Then you have language for any named language. You have date for absolute or relative dates or periods. You have time which is for time smaller than a day. You have percentage which is percent which is for percentage. Then you have money for monetary values, you have quantity, you have ordinal for ordinal values, and then you have cardinal. So these are the entity types in spaCy. Let us look at how we can perform named entity recognition using spaCy. For this we need to install the spaCy package in Python. After installing the spaCy package, let us import the spaCy libraries. So here is the statement for importing the spaCy library. We will also import the spaCy.displaycy, which is a visualization tool for visualizing the results of the spaCy NLP pipelines. So what we do first is that we create a language pipeline over here by using this statement, which is nothing but spaCy.load, and you then pass a model. Okay. So let us look at what is the naming conventions of the model. So the naming convention of the model is, first we have the language, then we have the capabilities of the model, which is either it is core, which is for general purpose model with vocabulary, syntax, entities and word vectors, or depend for only vocab, syntax or entities. The second is the type of the text the model is trained on, for example web or news. The third is the model size indicator, which is small, medium or large. For example, n_core_web_sm is a small English model trained on written web text, blogs, news, comments that includes vocabulary, vectors, syntax and entities. Right? Now if you look at the models, you have three kinds of models over here in English which are already pre-trained. So the first one is the small model. This is trained, it's a multitask convolution neural network trained on OntoNodes dataset. It assigns context specific token vectors, pos tags, it can perform dependency parsing and named entity recognition. Alright. Now if you look at the next model, which is the medium size model. So here again it is trained on OntoNodes. It's a multitask convolutional neural network. It has glow vectors trained on common crawl from the web. It also assigns word vectors, pos tags, dependency parsing and named entities. Now if you look at the size of this model, it is slightly bigger, and it has the following pipelines, which is tagger, parser and named entity recognizer. It has close to 685k keys and 20k unique vectors. Each vector is of 300 dimensions. Right. The last one is the large model. So again it's a multitask convolution neural network trained on OntoNodes with glow vectors trained on common crawl. It also does the same things like word vectors, pos tags, dependency parsing and named entity recognition. But here if you look at the vector size, it is really huge. You have 685 keys and 685k unique vectors, each of 300 dimensions. It also provides tagger, parser and NER in the pipeline by default. Now let us look at the how we are going to do the named entity recognition, right? So as I described before, you have this language pipeline to which we pass this text, and then when this text is passed, to the language pipeline, it creates a doc object. It does pause tagging, it does named entity recognition, right? Now let us look at the named entities in this particular document. So if you print the named entities in this particular document like this, you see that the named entities here are Facebook, American, Menlo Park. So American is a nationality, Facebook is an organization, California is a location, Menlo Park is a location, Mark Zuckerberg is a person, Harvard College is an organization. Now you can also visualize this entities being recognized in visual form using display C. So you give the input as a document and you say the style as entities. If the style is something else, like you can look at the dependency trees, even that can be visualized using display C. So this is how it is rendered. So here you see that Facebook is marked as an organization, American is actually a nationality. Similarly, you have Menlo Park, California as locations, Mark Zuckerberg as person. So this is how you can visualize the results of the named entity recognition. And if you look at doc.entities in this list, you have all the entities, you have the start character, you have the end character and the type of the entity, right? Now let us look at the differences between models to see if there are any differences if we give the same input to three different models, the small, the large and the medium. So in this step I am giving this text. Google was founded in September 1998 by Larry Page and Sergey Brin. So I am giving this text as an input and I am doing entity recognition over here. So if you look at the visualization, you can see over here that in the small model, Google is recognized as an organization, September 1998 is a date. Similarly, about 14% is identified as a percent, a PhD is detected as work of art. And then if you look at Googleplex, actually, which is nothing but a location. See here, Google moved to its headquarters in Mountain View, California, nicknamed the Googleplex. So actually it is a name of a building, but in this model it is being identified as a person. Now let us look at the medium model, the medium sized model. So I load the medium sized model. I pass the same text to the pipeline of the medium sized model and I print out the entities. Now let us look at Googleplex over here. It is not even being recognized over here, but at least it doesn't identify Googleplex as a person over here. The rest of the things are identified properly when you compare it to the small model. Now let us go to the large model. So here I have loaded the large model and I create a pipeline and I pass the same text to the pipeline and I print out the entities. Now if you look at this particular model, you will see that Googleplex has been recognized as a building. Basically FAC stands for names of buildings, airports, etc. So here it is identified correctly and the rest of the things are also identified properly. So depending upon the task, what kind of accuracy is required, we can decide again on the memory constraints and computational constraints, we can decide which model to initialize, whether we go for the small size model, large size model or the medium size model. Now let us see what happens when we give, say, text from an Indian context, right? So again I instantiated an instance of the large model. I created a pipeline over here and here I pass a text relating to Reliance Industries Limited. So in this text, if you look at when I visualize, if you look at over here also, it has done a quite good job. For example, Mumbai is a geographical location, Maharashtra it says as an organization, whereas Maharashtra is a state, right? Now if you look over here, the rest of the names are all identified quite well over here, even though these are Indian names. But if you look over here, the daughter's name is Isha and it is not actually recognized as a person over here. It is not recognizing this name as a person. So if you want to train to detect, say, Maharashtra as a state, then you need to retrain this model on a data set where we annotate things like Maharashtra as a state. So named entity recognition also has a lot of errors, and depending upon the domain, if you want to customize according to your domain, if you want to customize the named entity recognition, then you have to actually retrain the spaCy models. So I'll be making another video on how you can retrain the spaCy models. So in this example, you have seen that how we can actually perform entity recognition using spaCy, right? And another example of where things are not recognized properly is this particular text, where again I load the large model, and here we have, I pass to the pipeline the text that this is a text which talks about labor ministry. It has things like words like Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana and other things which are very much related to the Indian context. So now if you look at the named entity recognition, you see here that the labor ministry is an organization, which is correct. But if you look at this particular sentence, unionization of social security, if you look at these terms, they don't talk about any organization, but the entity recognizer says this as an organization. Similarly, Bima Yojana as a person, right? Pradhan as a location. So if we want to perform named entity recognition on a particular domain, then we should be able to train these spaCy models on this particular domain by annotating these text as a different entity. Then it will give us good performance on entity recognition. So we cannot directly take these models from spaCy and try it on a new domain. But if you want to do named entity recognition on some generic domain like generic web text found on Wikipedia or something, or other generic text, it actually does a very good job. In this video, I have explained what is named entity recognition and how you can perform named entity recognition using the spaCy library in Python. If you like such content, please like this video, share this video, please subscribe to the channel, please press the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I create new videos. See you in the next video. Bye for now.